Number 10, Purdue taking on number 18, Wisconsin. No classes on Wednesday, so Badgers willing to really get the party started in Madison, where the home team's been great. Jordan Taylor for 3. Part of a 7-0 run heading into the half. Wisconsin up 8-15 for Taylor. Second half, Purdue down 6 now. Lewis Jackson finds Juwan Johnson. That's a good idea. Johnson was wide open. Purdue now down 4. Johnson again. And this time he draws the foul as well. After the free throw, Purdue up 5. Johnson with 23 points. Just over 4 minutes of play. Wisconsin up 2. John Lohr, 24 points, 13 rebounds for Lohr. Wisconsin up 4. Just over a minute left. Quality basketball game here. Purdue down 1. DJ Bird, look at him go around the screen to lay it in. Purdue up 1. Next possession, Ryan Evans. In his first 8 Big Ten games, he scored 6 points. But he hit some critical buckets down the stretch in this one. 17 seconds left. Purdue down 5. E'Twaun Moore misses. Taylor with the rebound. And up ahead to Evans, who's delivering again, and doing it with the flat top. Wisconsin has won 19 straight games following a loss. Big 12 titles, but they hadn't won at Texas Tech since 2003. Bill Self has never won there with the Jayhawks, and Jayhawks forward Marcus Morris tweeted, Coach Self has never won at Texas Tech. Things has to change. FOE, Neil, that's family over everything.
Is it really?
Yeah, we need one of those. SCF, like show comes first. How about that? Marcus Morris backing up his talk with a big game. Down low, shooting over everybody. Kansas are up early, and then Morris gets that to go. They got 48 points in the paint. Kansas did. You know, Digger Phelps would love that. Markieff Morris, his brother, deflects the pass ahead to Josh Selby to Markieff Morris for the dunk. Markieff Morris, 11 points, 12 boards. Kansas up 23-8. And then Marcus. Kansas shot 51% as a team. Marcus at 18. Kansas now 6-1 in the Big 12.
Almost never. 96-12 all time. But you know, the Cats' 2 conference losses this season have come on the road. Second half, Chris Warren, deep 3. Kentucky led by 1 at the half. They're down 6. Still in the second half. Brandon Knight. Aloha, Mr. Hand. Zach Graham, learn it, know it, live it. He had 16 at Ole Miss. They're loving it. Take another look. Reginald Buckner with the block.
Oh.
He had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 5 blocks, 3 steals, and that posterization there. That's a TPN top play nominee. Deron Lamb, after Ole Miss was up 11, now they're up just 5. Lamb, the 3. It's a 1-point game. Let's go final 30 seconds. Kentucky up 1. Shot clock winding down. They're moving the ball around. What's the play? Fellas! That wasn't it. Pre-game not agreeing with coach. Post-game going to not agree with him when with under 10 seconds left. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Nice. Warren. With Ole Miss down 1, he puts them up 2. Kentucky's got one last chance. No. Got no chance. Ole Miss by 2. Coach Kennedy, how'd you draw up that last play?
My staff, we all had about 17 different plays we were going to draw up or we were going to zig and zag, and we said, hey, let's get a ball screen, see if we can get Chris an angle. He rose up like the special player he is.
Warren is a baller. He had 22, and again, Ole Miss 71-69 over Kentucky.
In Florida, Dick Vitale calling the game. Oh, that shot is blocked with a capital B, baby. 1 second to go in the first half. Gators down 2. Irving Walker. Everybody chill. I got him. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Florida up 1 at the half. 30 seconds to go. Lance Goldburn misses the 3. John Jenkins fouled under the rim. Made both free throws, and he ties the game. 5 seconds to go now. Florida ball. Walker going to try it again. Not this time. So the game goes to overtime. Buck 10 left in the extra session. Florida down 1. Kenny Boynton for 3 of his 15. And the Gators up 2. Ensuing possession for Vandy. Jenkins up for 3. Looks like there's contact, but no call. Dick Vitale.
That's criminal. That is criminal. Are you kidding me? I got one eye and I can see this. You're going to tell me he didn't get fouled?
Kevin Stallings, he thought he got fouled, argues, but to no avail. 20 seconds to go. Vandy needs to stop. Chandler Parsons gets his own rebound. He gets fouled, made both free throws. That's been a problem for the Gators. He had 18 and 11. Florida 5-0 after.
Either way, this game set the record for combined wins by its 2 coaches, Boeheim and Jim Calhoun. They knocked Bob Knight and Eddie Sutton from the top spot. Final 2+ seconds first half. Brandon Trish inbounds Rick Jackson turnaround. Syracuse up 26-25 at the break. This is the first lead since 2-0 against Villanova, January 22nd. That was the first of their 4 4-game losing streak. Second half, Q's up 6. They're on a 17-2 run. Kemba Walker. No. Walker. Scoop shot. No. Kemba Walker, 8 points, 3 of 14 from the field, both season lows. UConn, though, goes on a 7-0 run. They tie it, and they're going to untie it. The orange is, even if it's unplanned, it's by Musa Kita. The loose ball down low, it still finds its way home. That's the beginning of a 10-1 run. 8-point game, Jeremy Lamb, off balance. Man, this freshman, you put some weight on him and watch out. It's a 6-point game. 6 minutes left, UConn down 5. Walker, cross-court pass, Lamb the finish. Lamb, he led all scorers with 22. His third straight 20-plus point game, but Chris Joseph's going to buy some insurance under the 2-minute mark. Syracuse, 66-58 winners. The battle of Hall of Fame coaches goes to the gym, who hadn't won in 16 days.
Also on Sunday, they spent Wednesday in College Park against Maryland. Played first half, Duke up 12. Andre Dawkins. Transition 3. Duke made 6 of his first 9 3-pointers. They went up 15. Dawkins, 3 for 5 on 3s. During a timeout, Gary Williams trying to rally his guys. Both teams hustling. Check out the mad scramble for the loose ball. Maryland eventually comes up with it. Pashawn Howard finds James Padgett. And Padgett will get the bucket and the foul. And Maryland cut it to 7 by the half. So the crowd at the Comcast Center able to stay into it. Second half, too much Kyle Singler. Singler with the jumper shot, 10 of 15 from the floor. And then Singler for 3. Duke, as a team, really found the range, 10 of 23 on 3s. Duke up 12. Later, Singler, 11 straight Duke points for Singler. Runner with 22 in the game, and Duke with a 13-point lead. Under 10 minutes to play, Maryland still hanging tough, down 7. Jordan Williams is their go-to guy. 20 points, 10 rebounds for him. It's a 5-point game, but Nolan Smith got in on the act in the second half as well. Smith had 21. Duke goes on to win it 80-62. They get the season sweep of the Terrapins, and they've won 8 of the last 9 meetings.
Scoring at 27.6, averaged just under 32.5 in January, and going for 37 in his last 5 games. But he was struggling early. The 3 block there, and then from the wing, no. It was 23 below outside. Fredette just as cold inside. Blocked again. 11 points on 3 of 11 shooting. Game tied at half. Second half, Fredette. I'm getting warm. BYU up 3. Under 3 minutes to go. It's a 4-point game off the missed free throw. Jabril Chomp with the putback. We may have an upset down in Laramie. But Fredette, check Jimmer out. Off the glass and the foul. He was 7 for 21 shooting the basketball. 2 of 11 from the 3. Still ended up with a game-high 26. BYU gets the win.
Number 6, San Diego State taking on Colorado State. Boy, this was quite a finish. Late second half, tied at 52. Billy White. Watch the left hand. Watch the left hand. Oh! He's nice with the left hand. San Diego State up 2. 35 seconds to play. San Diego State inbound, and Kawhi Leonard trapped on the baseline. Had 12 points and 15 rebounds, but he turned the ball over there. So Colorado State with the ball. Ensuing possession for the Rams. 17 seconds to go. Travis Franklin. Just don't worry. I got us. Game tied at 54 with 10 seconds to go. Down in front. It's been a long time since Colorado State has beaten a ranked team. Now, San Diego State doesn't call timeout. Steve Fisher said he knew DJ Gay would do something good with the ball, and he did. San Diego State up 2. Fisher said sometimes the best timeout is no timeout. And Gay said, yeah, hitting the shot was big, but I had to get back on defense, too. He did. He intercepts the ball, and San Diego State wins it 56-54.
Best ranked team you're not familiar with. 21st ranked Utah State. And in Logan, Utah, they do know Wild Bill. Recognized the whack. He was dressed as Mrs. Potts in Beauty and the Beast. That's him as Peter Pan. That's him as Ariel, the Little Mermaid. Right now, I'm uncomfortable.
He looks uncomfortable as well.
There he is, dressed as whatever that is. Who is that? Teapot. Oh, yeah, Mrs. Potts. That's what I just said. Utah State was up 1 at the half. They hold Nevada to 17 second-half points. Tyler Newbold hits the bucket there. The Aggies' 16th straight victory.
Before tip, so grab something to eat, and let's get it on. Keaton Page hits the bucket. Oklahoma State with a 7-point lead. Later in the second, it's Page again, and he puts Oklahoma State up 10. Next Oklahoma State possession. Marcus Denman says, I'll take that. And you take that. Missouri cuts it to an 8-point game. Later in the second, Marshall Moses gets the ball inside, hits the turnaround. Now you see there's 4 minutes left to go on the clock. That was Oklahoma State's last bucket. So when you say they held on to win, they held on to win.
The Ohio State beat the Wolverines by just 4 3 weeks ago in Ann Arbor. First half, Tim Hardaway Jr. going to grab the rebound. Darius Morris going to finish. Those two combined for 17 first half points. Still in the first. Morris, the tip drill. The other end, Morris bounce pass. Stu Douglas. Michigan down just 1. More transition offense. Hardaway wing drive lane. Michigan +3 at the half. Second half. Ohio State D'd up. Michigan just 10 points in the first 10 minutes of the second half. William Buford hits the 3. Buckeyes up 7. Buford had 13 points. And then it was time for the big fella, Jared Sullinger. Buford behind the back pass to Sullinger. I mean, this dude is big and bad. And then Michigan coach Beilein said this play right here reminded him of Blake Griffin. The air ball, Sullinger. The position for the putback on the air ball. Buckeyes up 6. Aaron Kraft sighting. He creates a shot for himself. We follow that with a Stephen Bardo sounding on the Kraft sighting.
Boy, Aaron Kraft. In honor of the Beastie Boys, he's crafty.
Did he just go Beastie Boys?
Yeah.
And then the Sullinger, the dude wore him down. 19 points, 15 rebounds. Ohio State 62-53.
Off after their win at Pittsburgh, Irish up to number 8. They took on DePaul Thursday outside Chicago. And senior Ben Hansbrough leading the way for the Irish. You know who his brother is. But get to know Ben. Knocking down the 3. Notre Dame up 5 early. Later first half, Notre Dame up 11. Keep your eye on Hansbrough now. Tim Abromaitis sets the down screen for Hansbrough. And Hansbrough pops out for 3 more. Notre Dame up 14. DePaul had lost 21 straight games in Big East competition coming into this one. And Hansbrough certainly didn't make it any easier for him. 5 of 8 from 3 for Hansbrough. Notre Dame up 16. He made a 15-5 run to effectively put it away. Hansbrough for 3 more. He had 24. Notre Dame wins at 83-58. So now that's 4 in a row for the Irish.
Just in top plays at Ralph Miller Court. Number 19, Washington taking on Oregon State. This in Corvallis. Isaiah Thomas going to miss. Terrence Ross is not. Some say he is a can't miss. As you know, next level. Freshman right there with the big putback. Young man from Portland, game tied at half. How about Scott Suggs? What a game he had. 5 threes. Lorenzo Romar's club ranked 19th within 1. Washington coming off that loss to Washington State. Will they drop back-to-backs? Jared Cunningham, back door. He had 19. And then with just under 2 minutes left, Calvin Haynes buying insurance. Oregon State 68-56. First win over Washington since 07.
Kentucky at number 23, Florida, John Calipari and Billy Donovan embracing before the game. Second half, Florida up 5. Alex Tyus to Vernon Macklin over the top for the one-handed dunk. Florida with a 7-point lead, but you can't count Kentucky out. Down 11 in transition. Duran Lamb to Terrence Jones, the alley-oop there, and then under 4 minutes to go, tied at 61. Knight to Darius Miller for the 3. Kentucky a 3-point lead. Same score. Irving Walker missing a 3 here, but Chandler Parsons there for cleanup duty. Parsons had 17 points, 12 rebounds. Just over a minute to go. Florida up 1. Tyus, the baseline hook, gets the friendly roll. Florida a 3-point lead. 10 seconds left. Kentucky down 2. Brandon Knight for 3. It's short. Florida hangs on to win it 70-68. The Gators increase their SEC East lead by a game and a half.
Already down 12. Jim Calhoun's team in trouble. Charles Kawandu is going to miss the jumper right there. Jeremy Zell, the rebound, and Jeremy's going to do some things with it. He's going to take it all the way in for the lay-in. And UConn down 14, and Jimmy's up off the bench. Jimmy's like, hold on, player. We need to talk about this. Under 9 minutes to go, UConn down 10. Back comes Kemba Walker, the scoop shot, the ball. UConn down by 8. Walker, who's been in a shooting slump, still leading the Big East in scoring. Can't keep a good man down, though. Look at that, and the foul. UConn by 7, down by 7. Then Walker finds Roscoe Smith. Roscoe, two-handed, just to be sure. UConn down 5 there. Trailing by 2 here. Walker burying the 3, and the Huskies with the lead. Walker with 19 points on 7 of 19 shooting. Under 30 seconds to play, same score. Jeff Robinson misses down low. UConn grabs the board. After they would hit 2 free throws, last chance for Seton Hall, down 3. That's it. The 3 is blocked by Alex Oriaki, grabs the loose ball, fouled hard by Herb Pope. Intentional foul is called. UConn ends the game on a 25-9 run. They end that 2-game slide, and they've won 11 straight against the Hall, 61-59.
Jimmer Fredette needed just 25 points against UNLV to become the Mountain West all-time scoring leader. Early on, though, he would be helping others. We pick it up in the second half. BYU up 11. Fredette with the steal, passing to a wide-open Jackson Emery, who throws it down. BYU up 44-31. And then Fredette drawing the double team, so he dishes to Steven Rogers, who nails the three as the shot clock expires. BYU by 12. Fredette had 7 assists, but here, getting into the scoring action from way behind the line, sinking the deep three. BYU up 16, 4 to play. Fredette driving, making the lay-in and drawing the foul. Cougars up 14. A minute to go now. Fredette again adding to his totals. He wound up with 29. He has the scoring title, and BYU gets the win 78-60.
Freshman Josh Selby out with a foot injury. Bill Self's boys didn't need him because they own Nebraska. Marcus Morris knocking down the tray. Kansas up by 6. 3 would be the magic number for the Jayhawks on Saturday. Brady Morningstar. He had a season-high 19, also had 5 trays in the game. Kansas up by 9 later in the second. Mario Little finds Markieff Morris, and look at that. Oh, in your face! Huge dunk on Andre Almeida. And then he mean mugs him. Would miss the free throw, though. Kansas up by 7 later in the second. Markieff, the 3 from the top of the key. Jayhawks with a season-high 13 trays on the break. It's Marcus Morris, his twin, rocking the rim. Kansas won 17 straight against Nebraska, rolling by 20 on Saturday.
Jordan Hamilton and number 3 Texas trying to make it 7 straight against Texas Tech. First half, Longhorns up 5. Hamilton hitting the 3. Texas would be up 8. He had a team-high 12 points in the first half. Still in the first, Corey Joseph, the steal, going the other way, throwing it down. Texas up 12 after the free throw. Mike liked it, so we'll give you another look. The one-handed dunk over Mike Singletary. Texas with a season-high 46 points in the first half. They're up 16 at the break. Red Raiders are running to start the second. Javaris Willis inside to Robert Lewandowski, who lays it in. Red Raiders down 9. And then David Tyree. Singletary running the give and go. But back come the Horns. Jacobin Brown drilling the 3. And then Texas up 13. Hamilton, the baseline jumper. Hamilton and Johnson each had 16. Texas wins 76-60. 6th ranked San Diego State hosting TCU. The Aztecs have won 31 straight against unranked teams. Second half, San Diego State up 38-31. James Rahan misses the shot. Malcolm Thomas there for the putback jam. San Diego State up 9. Still up by the same margin. Billy White hitting the jumper. That would extend the lead. And then, with under 2 minutes to play, White, the nice drive, the reverse lay-in. He had 19. San Diego State wins it 60-53.
About Duke going for his 32nd straight win at Cameron. NC State in their house, 31 home game winning streak, longest active home win streak in NCAA. Nolan Smith, one of the best in the game. That's why 3 NC State defenders converge on him. Problem is, Mason Plumlee's all alone. Down low for the slam. Duke up by 2. Later in the first, Plumlee, the stripping, he's going to return the favor. Gives it up to Smith. You know what? We might have to start giving Smith some Player of the Year options. They would not look back because Smith doing some damage here. Duke up by 29 at the half. Smith with his 4th straight 20-point game. He also had 7 assists and 6 boards. Finds Kyle Singler right here for the easy lay-in. Blue Devils roll again 76-52, their 21st win of the season.
Number 14, Georgetown, going for 6 in a row in the Big East, taking on Providence. We pick it up in the second. Little over 3 minutes to play. Marshawn Brooks gets fouled as he's hitting the 3 and hit the free throw. Friars would be down 4. A little over a minute to play. Friars down 6. Duke Mundy driving, hitting the lay-in. He gets fouled. He'd go to hit the free throw, and they'd be down 3. Under a minute to play, Friars down 5. Brooks drives, kicks it to Bryce Cotton, who's got the 3. Friars down 2. 20 seconds to go. Friars down 3. Brooks scoring on the lay-in. He had 43 points. 10 seconds to play. Brooks gets fouled by Wright in the backcourt. He would go on to hit both free throws to cut the lead to 1. Last chance for Providence, down 2 off the inbounds. Brooks mishandles the ball. Wright comes up with the steal to seal it. Hoyas hang on to win 83-81.
Of course, the Big East with 7 top 25 teams, a strong conference, so let's hop on the Express. Let's start off with Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Ashley Gibbs going off. 3 was the magic number for him. Panthers up by 10. Of course, the Bearcats, they need a quality win. Just 3-4 since that 15-0 start, but not against Pittsburgh. Gibbs at 25 points. McGee, Gary with the two-handed slam. Pittsburgh cruises 71-59, now 9-1 in the conference. Villanova hosting West Virginia. Malik Waynes, the Dominique Cheek, knows how to finish. We're tied at 10. Second half, Villanova up by 10. Off the steal, Corey Fisher in transition. See Fish doing damage. Nova finishes on a 23-12 run. They win it to the chagrin of Bob Huggins, 66-50. Louisville hosting DePaul. Mike Mara misses the tray, follows his own shot. Look at that hustle right there. Saves it from going out of bounds, gets it back in the corner and knocks it down. Cardinals up 2. Second half, 1-point game. Terrence Jennings. Backdoor pass to Cal Curry. He fancy, huh? 3-point play. Curry, 19 points. Cardinals win 61-57. DePaul has lost 22 straight in Big East play. How about Syracuse, South Florida? Chris Joseph, the steal. The scoop, Jardine gets it back to Joseph for the alley-oop. Rick Jackson, 21-12. Syracuse won their second straight after that 4-game slide.
Mike Montgomery and Cal, both teams riding 4-game win streaks. Under 20 seconds left in regulation. Arizona down 3. Lamont Jones drives baseline, gets fouled, and hits the shot. He makes the free throw to tie it at 76. Wildcats are going nuts. Take another look. Jones, a good job of getting the shot off after contact. We are going to overtime. Under a minute left in OT, Cal down 2. Alan Pratt spins in the lane and hits the floater here, ties the game at 87. So you know what? We're going to another overtime. Just over a minute left in the second OT, Cal down 1. Harper Camp, the leaner in the lane. Bears up 1. And then under 30 seconds to go, same score. Crabbe this time. He's going to miss, but Richard Solomon there with the rebound and the putback. Bears up 3. The ensuing Arizona possession, under 10 seconds left. Jones, the 3 to tie the game again. He had a career-high 27. We are going to a third overtime. Just over a minute left in this one. Wildcats down 1. Jones drive and land it in. Arizona up 104-103. Next California possession. Brandon Smith drive into the basket. Misses the open lane, and the ball goes out of bounds. Here's another look. Solomon can't hang on to it here. Arizona survives 107-105 in triple OT.
Number 4, Pittsburgh on the road at West Virginia. They made the trip without leading scorer Ashton Gibbs, who's out up to 2 weeks with an injured left knee. Dennis Kalichla and the Mountaineers looking for the upset. Bill Raftery, what do you have?
He loves the hook from here now. Either hand, as you said, Jay.
There's the left-handed hook right on cue from Coach Raftery, and it's 12-4.
Impressive.
Send it in. Later first half, West Virginia up 2. It's Kalichla again with a hook shot, and then again, 10 points, 5 out of 6 in the first half. Rest of the team shot 4 of 17. West Virginia up 2 at the half. 23 points, a season low in points for Pittsburgh in the first half. Second half, down 1. Great screen by Nasir Robinson. Trayvon Woodall with a jumper at Pittsburgh with a 1-point lead. This the backyard brawl basketball version. Later in the second half, Pittsburgh up 3. Another screen by Robinson. Sets up Woodall. Three-pointer. Yes, sir. Pittsburgh's first three-pointer of the game. They're up 6. Under 5 minutes to go now. West Virginia down 4. More from Kalichla. Jump hook. Still working. Mountaineers down 2. Later. Hey, keep going to him. Mountaineers down 1 after the free throw. Kalichla with 19 points. Just over 2 minutes left. Pittsburgh up 3. Brad Wanamaker. Those Pittsburgh guards are so tough. Wanamaker takes the contact, still scores. Wanamaker 11 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. Pittsburgh up 5. Buck 14 to go. Wanamaker to Gilbert Brown. Gets good position and then scores. Pittsburgh goes on to win at 71-66, 10-1.
Passed 11 of these at Allen Fieldhouse. That's just the power of your Wang burger. That's what that is. Phil Pressey, though, he had 17, and Kansas up just 4 at the half. Bill Self's halftime speech, it worked. Marcus Morris and the foul. Marcus Morris said of Missouri, they're like little gnats that won't leave the kitchen when you leave the dishes in there. Markieff Morris, the rebound. The Twins had 15 rebounds. Marcus Morris had 22 points. Markieff had 16. Those two fellas took it upon themselves. And then the Kansas was 11 of 19 from 3. Travis Relaford there, 103-86. Mario Little, 17 off the